Imagine a bomber so large that it can carry a powerful payload across continents, yet its design is built to make detection extremely difficult. No conventional tail. No bulky fuselage. Just one enormous flying wing moving silently through the darkness. This is the B-2 spirit. But how can an aircraft this huge be designed around stealth? The answer begins with one of the most unusual aircraft shapes ever created. The first thing that makes the B-2 look extraordinary is what it does not have. There is no traditional vertical tail, and the aircraft's body blends smoothly into a massive wing. This flying wing configuration was engineered to improve aerodynamic efficiency while supporting its low-observable design. What looks like a strange futuristic shape is actually the result of extremely precise engineering. Look closely at the B-2, and one detail immediately stands out: there is no traditional tail. Instead, the aircraft is built around one enormous continuous wing. This unusual configuration reduces the need for separate aerodynamic surfaces and creates a remarkably smooth overall shape. But removing the tail creates a major engineering challenge. How do you keep such a huge aircraft stable in flight? Without a conventional tail, the B-2 relies on carefully positioned control surfaces and computerized flight controls to manage its movement. These systems constantly adjust the aircraft's aerodynamic surfaces as it flies. Tiny corrections can happen continuously, helping control pitch, roll, and yaw. In other words, the B-2's stability is not achieved by a tail. It is achieved through a combination of aerodynamic design and advanced flight control technology. Radar works by sending electromagnetic energy into the sky and listening for echoes that bounce back from an aircraft. The B-2 is engineered to reduce that return. Its carefully shaped surfaces help redirect radar energy away from the strongest reflection paths, making the aircraft harder to detect and track. Stealth does not mean the B-2 is completely invisible. It means its radar signature is deliberately made much smaller. The B-2's stealth begins with its geometry. Instead of presenting many separate surfaces to incoming radar energy, the aircraft uses carefully controlled angles and smooth transitions across its flying wing structure. Its leading edges, trailing edges, and overall planform were designed as part of one system. The result is an aircraft whose shape itself becomes a major part of its low-observable technology. The B-2's stealth does not come from its shape alone. Its outer surface uses specialized materials and coatings designed to support its low-observable characteristics. These layers help manage how radar energy interacts with the aircraft while protecting the underlying structure. Even tiny changes to the surface can matter, which is why the B-2's exterior requires extraordinary attention from maintenance crews. For a normal aircraft, a small surface imperfection may be little more than cosmetic. On a stealth aircraft, maintaining the intended surface condition is far more important. Technicians carefully inspect panels, seams, edges, and specialized surface treatments. After demanding operations, maintenance teams may need extensive work to restore the aircraft's low-observable condition. Stealth is not something the B-2 simply has, it is something crews must constantly maintain. Hidden inside the B-2's enormous wing are 4 powerful turbofan engines. Unlike a conventional bomber, the engines are deeply integrated into the aircraft's body instead of hanging openly beneath the wings. This unusual arrangement helps preserve the aircraft's smooth outer shape and supports its low-observable design. But hiding 4 engines inside such a thin flying wing creates an extraordinary engineering challenge. Engine placement is critical on a stealth aircraft. Large exposed engines and straight, visible intake paths could create unwanted radar reflections and reveal vulnerable areas. The B-2 therefore integrates its propulsion system into the wing and uses carefully designed air intakes and exhaust arrangements. The goal is not simply to hide the engines, it is to make propulsion work together with the aircraft's overall stealth architecture. A conventional aircraft uses a tail to help control its direction and stability. The B-2 takes a different approach. Its large wings contain specialized control surfaces that can move independently and work together during flight. By changing these surfaces, the aircraft can roll, pitch, and yaw without a traditional vertical tail. Every movement is carefully coordinated to keep the enormous bomber under control. The B-2's unusual shape requires sophisticated computerized flight control. Computers constantly monitor the aircraft's movement and help command the control surfaces with extremely precise corrections. These adjustments happen continuously while the bomber flies, allowing the aircraft to remain stable and responsive. For the crew, this means they are not manually fighting an unstable flying wing, the flight control system is constantly helping manage the aircraft. Behind the enormous wings of the B-2 is a surprisingly compact cockpit designed for only 2 crew members, a pilot and a mission commander. From this small space, they manage flight, navigation, communication, and the mission itself. During long operations, the crew must coordinate constantly while monitoring a complex network of aircraft systems. It is a remarkable contrast, an enormous bomber controlled by just 2 people. The B-2 cockpit is not simply a place to fly the aircraft. It is a mission management center. The crew must monitor navigation, aircraft condition, communications, and mission information while the flight control system handles many stability tasks. During an extended mission, organization and workload management become just as important as flying the aircraft itself. Look at the B-2 from the outside, and you may wonder where its weapons are. Unlike many conventional aircraft, its weapons are carried inside internal bays rather than hanging beneath the wings. Keeping the payload inside helps preserve the bomber's clean aerodynamic shape and supports its low-observable configuration. When the mission requires it, the internal bays can open and release the designated weapons. Inside the B-2, the weapons bays are integrated into the aircraft's structure rather than treated as external attachments. This allows the bomber to carry a substantial payload while keeping the outer surface relatively smooth. The bay doors must also open and close reliably without compromising the aircraft's mission requirements. It is another example of how the B-2 combines payload capacity with stealth-focused engineering. The B-2 was never designed for short trips. Its mission profile demands enormous range, allowing the bomber to travel thousands of miles before reaching its destination. A large internal fuel capacity helps make this possible, while the aircraft's efficient flying wing design supports long-duration flight. For a bomber expected to operate far from its home base, endurance is just as important as stealth. For missions that stretch even farther, the B-2 can receive fuel from an aerial tanker while remaining airborne. This mid-air refueling capability can extend mission endurance and reduce the need to return to base simply to refuel. The process requires precise coordination between 2 large aircraft, often while flying at altitude for an extended period. It is one of the key capabilities behind the B-2's global reach. A long-range B-2 mission can demand many hours of concentration. Inside the cockpit, the 2 crew members must continuously monitor navigation, aircraft systems, communications, fuel, and mission information. Automation helps manage many aspects of flight, but human decision-making remains essential. The challenge is not simply reaching the destination, it is maintaining awareness and performance throughout an exceptionally long mission. A stealth bomber is only effective when its low observable condition is carefully maintained. After demanding missions, technicians inspect the B-2's outer surfaces, panels, seams, and specialized treatments. Even small areas can require attention before the aircraft returns to operational status. This makes the B-2 very different from an ordinary aircraft. Its mission capability depends not only on advanced engineering, but also on an enormous amount of careful maintenance. The B-2's low observable features make maintenance a specialized process. Technicians must preserve the aircraft's carefully controlled exterior while also checking the structure and systems underneath. Unlike a simple cosmetic repair, work on a stealth aircraft can involve highly controlled procedures and detailed inspections. That means keeping a B-2 ready for another mission requires time, expertise, specialized facilities, and constant attention to detail. Stealth alone cannot complete a mission. The B-2 also needs sophisticated navigation and situational awareness systems to understand where it is and what is happening around it. Its onboard systems combine information from navigation equipment, aircraft sensors, communications, and mission computers. Together, these systems help the crew maintain awareness while the bomber travels across enormous distances, often far from its home base. At the center of the B-2's operation is a sophisticated network of computers and avionics. These systems help process navigation information, monitor aircraft performance, manage communications, and support the crew during the mission. The computers do not replace the crew, they give them a clearer picture of the aircraft and its environment. This combination of human judgment and advanced technology is fundamental to the B-2's operation. A conventional bomber may depend heavily on speed, altitude, defensive systems, or fighter escorts to survive in dangerous airspace. The B-2 follows a different philosophy. Instead of simply trying to outrun a threat, it is designed to reduce the chance of being detected in the first place. Its flying wing shape, low observable features, long range, and internal payload work together to create a very different kind of bomber. The B-2 is not the fastest aircraft in the sky, and that was never its main purpose. Its strength comes from combining stealth, endurance, range, and a substantial internal payload. The idea is simple but powerful. If an aircraft can reduce its detectability while traveling far and carrying its mission payload internally, it may have a better chance of surviving in heavily defended environments. The B-2 did more than create a remarkable bomber. It demonstrated what a large flying-wing stealth aircraft could achieve. Its design brought together low observability, long-range endurance, advanced avionics, and internal weapons carriage in one platform. These ideas continue to influence the development of newer stealth aircraft. The B-2 became a technological bridge between Cold War-era engineering and the next generation of long-range stealth aviation. Now the entire B-2 story comes together. Its enormous flying wing shape, carefully engineered stealth features, for integrated engines, computerized flight controls, internal payload, advanced avionics, and extraordinary range were never designed as separate tricks. They were engineered to work as one system. The B-2's real power is not simply what it carries, it is how all of these technologies combine to make a giant aircraft remarkably difficult to detect. The B-2's spirit proves that modern air power is not always about being the fastest or the biggest. Sometimes, the greatest advantage is being difficult to find. From its flying wing shape to its stealth skin, hidden engines, internal payload, advanced computers, and global range, every part serves a purpose. The B-2 remains a remarkable example of engineering built around one idea: arrive where the mission demands, while making detection as difficult as possible. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to the channel for more incredible aviation stories.